Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We had a little bit of technical issues there. Uh, let's get away from that. Let's kind of jump straight into the topics. I know a little bit today. We're thinking about showing some love to one of New York's greatest currently, one of New York's current legends, a little young icon, if you will. Some might say, making some of these hip hop artists' careers. I want to say that, but some might say. Who we talking about? Who we talking about today, Jose?
I have no idea. I'm trying to figure out who the hell you're talking about. Like,
Kia
who's
Cenat.
making career? Kia Cenat? I mean, you gotta understand,
Dude.
I don't follow Kia Cenat like that, bro.
See, I'm giving him the fucking layup. And this guy refuses. He just looks at the ball and goes, "We're playing basketball." Like,
Nah, bro.
what is wrong with you, bro?
The thing is, I don't watch Kia Cenat like that. Like, he's making people's careers like that.
Bro,
Like,
we
I don't watch
talked
it.
about the subject before we even started recording.
I didn't know that we had to do with that. That didn't fit the description. I mean, basically, okay, I'm going to show you a clip. It should be really, really freaking short of what happened with Kia Cenat. Screen, fan center should be that one. Can you see?
Yeah, kind of see, but can you full screen it or no?
Let me see. Oh, what? Nope. That's not that. No, wait. Maybe I can get a little bit closer.
Yeah, you can bring your screen a little closer. There you go.
Okay, let's just play it because it's super quick. So anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'm gonna take the audio out.
All of the players here this afternoon.
But essentially, what happened, and I'm just gonna describe it. Kia Cenat was having a charity with the guys at Beta. I think it's called, one of the guys is called Beta. Beta Squad in England. Yada yada yada. A bunch of the guys in England. And what ended up happening, they were having a tied game, 6-6, and at a certain point, all the fans just started rushing the arena, and they had to cancel the show. They had to cancel the game. The game was very entertaining, from what I heard. I don't watch soccer like that, but this is not the first time that has happened, because Kia Cenat, I don't know if you ever saw it, had another charity in New York City. He was giving us shoes, and it got so chaotic that some charges were pressed against Kai. They were taken down because it was not his fault. People were just riding in the streets, destroying cars, dancing, twerking on top of cars, all type of stuff. It was all over the news. I don't know how many months ago. I'm not even going to show it because it's not important to find it.
I'm really talking about.
But
so, okay,
the reason I bring it up is because it's not the first time that this has happened. And I wonder, do you think that is just the culture now? Do you think it's the kids? Do you think it's the parents? I know it's not Kai because it's not his fault. I mean, you're having a charity event. Could you argue that he needed more security at the soccer game? Probably he did need more security, I guess.
I mean, but what? I mean, how does him having more personal security going to do anything about the soccer field security?
Because you do. I mean, first of all, it's really crazy that you have YouTubers just filling out arenas. You don't think that's kind of crazy?
I mean, I think it's been happening for like a couple of years now. When you think of the Paul brothers, when it comes to boxing, when you think of KSI, when you think of Kia Cenat now, we think of Speed. And didn't Speed just hit like 20 million subscribers on YouTube or something like that? I'm not sure if that's true or not.
A whole football stadium of fans, just fans. Because like with the UFC, you have like UFC. I'm not boxing, but you have boxing fans who want to see the boxing. Like that. But it's just like only YouTubers, like YouTuber fans. Yeah, there to watch the soccer game.
Let's think about Kia Cenat's this whole thing going on right now, right? He had like last I checked when he did the Elden Ring kind of 24-hour streams or whatever, trying to beat the game. Didn't this guy have like over like 109,000 subscribers on his Twitch? But just as an example, right? He has 109,000 people watching him live, concurrent viewers. So if he has 109,000 people, how many people does it take to fill up a stadium? Maybe 10?
The thing is that it actually it converts to actual people, and that's actually a big accomplishment. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are big.
He is that famous. Like, don't get me wrong. I want to make this clear, right? Because people don't really take this into consideration. He is bigger than a lot of rappers. Yeah, that's why I started off with he started rappers' careers. Is serious. He's bigger than a lot of rappers. He makes more money than a lot of rappers.
He does make a lot of money.
What does the Twitch Prime subscription cost?
I have no idea.
I think even if the numbers is wrong, right? Let's say it's $2.99 to $5.99. Right? Actually, Let me Google this. Let me make sure I'm correct here, right? How much? Let's see. Hey Siri.
I mean, it's $5.
How much is a Twitch Prime subscription? What was this? Twitch Prime? No.
I mean, you have his stream with Kevin Hart. It was like 7 million views, almost 8 million views.
Okay.
You have, I mean, fuck, bro. Like, he has like some heavy hitters at times. If you really think about it, he had who he had from the Migos was it Future?
Okay, so a Twitch sub is like $4.99, right? So if you do the math on that, right? So let's say $5. Just to have a full round number, right? So 109,109,000, right? Times 5 is a little bit over $500,000 a month from Twitch on subscriptions, right? Now you do that over a year, 6.5. Right. And then obviously there's a split to Twitch, right? I know different creators have different splits to Twitch, right? But even then, he's generating off just the subscriptions alone with Twitch. I'm not sure if he does any ads. I'm not sure if he does any of that stuff at all. But just off of that alone, this guy's generating $500,000 a month. 6 million, over almost $7 million a year on just that alone. You're not counting any of his YouTube at all, or the plethora of YouTube channels he has. You're not counting, and I imagine this is true, right? Because most, like Aiden Ross or any of these bigger streamers that bring younger streamers onto them, they usually have them signed to them. Whereas, like, okay, I'm gonna pitch you on, I'm gonna get you an audience, and I'm gonna get a split of this, right? I imagine with him and AMP, I'm not sure if he runs it. I doubt he does. I think he joined it, right? I think just with the whole AMP squad situation together, I think that nets him so much more, a couple $1,000,000 extra a year. Didn't think about any. I'm sure there's some artists that pay him to go on his stream, guaranteed. Because think about the difference in this, right? You might send out a tweet about like trying to, promote your album, right? And sure, Twitter or X might show that you have about 1 million, 2 million people who saw the tweet, but how many of those eyeballs are real eyeballs? You know what I mean? Like they didn't just scroll past it. You can't really gauge how much of the promotion actually exists there. But if you go to someone, if you have someone like Kai have you on stream, and he's doing 89,000 people concurrent on or just live viewers at any given time, which people coming in or out. So he obviously he probably has more like 500,000 concurrent viewers at any given time, right? People that came in, came out, came back in, and then during different motions of promotion for a song or album or whatever, that's guaranteed eyes that might pay attention to your music every time. The conversation around Offset changed a lot. I know before, and I'm not sure how true this is or not. This is more anecdotal than it is anything else. I know that people looked at Offset different. People were looking at Offset as the Migo, and I'm not sure if they are now, but they're definitely looking at Offset as an individual artist compared to where they were looking at him before, right before Kai's stream. I know when he went on Kai's stream, it was more like his wife had all the money, his wife had all the clout, and she still has majority of that. She still has majority of that clout, majority of that power, majority of that name recognition. But after that stream with Kai, I mean, me personally, I didn't really look for Offset in music. But after that Kai stream where I saw them dancing, having fun to one of the songs and shit, I'm like, let me check out his new album. I like the song. What's it called? Fan. Fuck, I'm forgetting some of the songs he had. But I did listen to the album. I have some of the album on my playlist. It was decently good. Nicki also went on his stream. Nicki, who's I'm not sure how people view her anymore in New York. I still view her as one of the best rappers of this generation, guaranteed of this generation, and probably the best female rapper of all time. I think there's no one that really comes close to her. I think there's definitely some old school female rappers that come close to her. Like, don't get me wrong, but I think female in terms of rapping ability is definitely the best female rapper of all time, and definitely one of the best rappers of this generation. Like, you put her against there's not a rapper today that she can't rap with or not rap above, in my opinion. And you can argue Cole, Kendrick, but definitely she can rap with them. I mean, she did a song with Hove, I rapped his ass, and she did a song with M and rapped with him. So, or I don't know, what I mean with him, like let's say there's a big circle, she was in the circle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I mean there. What's this? Oh yeah, this is when he performed at her show, right?
Yeah, it's when he performed at her show. No, I blocked it. I didn't want the music to in case we get copyright or some bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I don't know, he's having fun. But it's like, but my point is like you see that type of energy that he imbibes is like very chaotic. So
I wouldn't say that's chaotic. I'll say that's
that's
more
very chaotic.
fun. You
It's
think so?
yes, but
He's
you
dancing during a concert.
I
How's that
get it.
chaotic?
I get it, but you have to also remember that his fans are around his age, and they just want to copy him. They just want to get his attention. That's what happened in New York. That's why they were freaking dancing on top of like taxi fucking cabs and opening and fucking getting on top of poles.
New York has been crazy for a while now, right?
Okay, then
For
how about
example,
the UK?
wait. No one was acting like this when Tekashi was running. Well, not running shit, but like was that guy over there, kind of, sort of, before the whole snitching allegations went on, and he was running through blocks and having people in the blocks do crazy shit. No one gave a fuck. When when Uzi pulled up with, was it like a tank or something in the middle of the street or something like that? No one cared. But the moment Kai popped out and started dancing with him, what is Kai doing to the city of
I'm not
New
saying
York
that
City?
I'm not saying that he's to blame, because he's not to blame. He's not in control of those freaking kids. But I'm saying Kai has a lot of energy. That's what he's known for.
Yes.
His fans are also on that type of time and the type of energy that they want to do crazy stuff. They just want to do outlandish shit. They just want to get attention. This also has to do with the combination of the social media age, that you're gonna do weird stuff just for social media likes. The thing is, like,
I mean,
where are the parents of these kids who they go to a freaking soccer game? I mean, would you ever do that if you were in that age in social media? Listen, I'm sorry, I would never do that.
I mean, me definitely no. I definitely
and record it and looking like a freaking fool to get slapped by my mom.
Okay, sure, but it sounds like what you're saying to me, or what you're saying just in general about his energy, is that remember how whenever what's his name, Travis Scott had that concert and people either they had dehydration issues or like two people died at his concert or whatever, or allegedly, I'm not sure exactly. I don't remember the details exactly, so I don't want to say something that's not completely true. I know he had some controversies about the concert he had in whichever city that was, that people either got injured or died or whatever. I know there was some big lawsuit against him or whatever. Like he didn't do his job right. Is it his fault? I think we agree here, but and what I mean is the media, because the reason why people even talk about is it Kai's fault in the first place is really because the media, which we are a part of, but we are independent media and we're great. You see the halo above my head? See the halo? Like a weenie, or see the halo above my head? We're good media, but for the most part, media is trying to find ways to get clicks. They're trying to find ways to add some drama into it. I think that's because of the way that humans are hardwired to steer towards negativity to avoid it. Like if you were in the wild, it would behoove you not to be all jolly. It's probably more better for survival if you think every noise inside the bush is a snake. You know what I mean? I think humans are kind of hardwired that way.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think firstly, for me personally, I love what Kai is doing. Kai can be the biggest any field he wants. If he did a podcast, he'd be the biggest. I think he's going to do a movie with Kevin Hart soon. That's going to be a gigantic movie because he's going to have supporters to go support it. I think he's that guy. I think he's that guy in a way that Ninja never was.
Okay, I get it and I hear what you're saying. Okay, but even Ninja just has a different level of like. And really, listen, he's not our fault because of what happened to the event. He's not. But what I'm saying is because we're in a social media age where sometimes I think parents are not doing their jobs. That's one. There's not that repercussion when you do some weird stuff and you get slapped when you go home.
Agree.
Because people rather get the views and get the exposure over whatever's going to happen at home. So you're going to do weird stuff. That's like, I don't know if you've seen a video. I forgot what was like YouTube creator. But there are times where you have like normal people. They just watch a certain creator and they think that it's okay to just go up to a YouTuber and just like act weird or do weird stuff. He's like, oh, but this is the same energy you have in your videos. Like, no, that's my videos. That's not, you cannot just come up to me acting all weird when I don't know you. You think you know me because of you see my YouTube videos, but you don't know me.
All right, let me ask you a question then. Right, just kind of, I think this is going to kind of stab at the core of the whole situation. Let's say you are as famous as Kia Cenat. What do you do different to prevent situations like that?
I mean, it's not really up to you. All you can do is just have the most security that you can possible, and that's really all you can do. He's not responsible for other people's behavior. I mean, my concern is more, where are your parents? Where are the fucking parents? That, bro, if my kid first recording himself on top of a freaking taxi cab in New York City, being like dancing and doing some weird stuff, bro, I was slapping the shit out of him.
I really do think New York is a bad case.
Yeah, but okay,
I think it's a really bad example.
But this happened in the UK as well.
No, so that's not the same thing.
They came into my point is that you have kids being disrespectful. You
sure,
can't just say
sure.
Doing things that they shouldn't be doing.
In New York, what I believe happened, because I'm from New York, so I know how people really get down over there, is that half these people in the hood are not fans of Kia Cenat, right? Like that's not what was going on. It wasn't kids just breaking into cars and shit like that. It was people who saw things were getting a little rowdy. People doing whatever. So people thought, I can do whatever the fuck I want now. Since there's so much of a big distraction away from me, I can do whatever I want, no repercussions. This is how New York has always been. When New York has ever gone any situation, bro, you look at Fordham during 2020 and shit like that, bro. People went through there trying to protest, peaceful protesting and whatnot and shit like that. And what happened? People from the hood popped out, broke into all the jewelry stores and took chains. Now, now are we gonna say it's the protest fault? That's why? No, that's not what happened at all, bro. What happened is people specific, and I'll be specific, bro. I'm from there, so I know what's up. People from New York, like especially in the hood areas type shit, it's very common to take advantage of certain situations. Like you're not supposed to let opportunities slip your hands at all. Especially if you feel the type of way about something or whatever. So what people over there do, not all the time. Like I'm not even saying that this is like a everyday occurrence. But when a big enough event happens over there, this is almost guaranteed to be the outcome. It
was definitely worse in New York because the people at the charity event, the game, was obviously just his fans. They paid, but still the energy comes down to the same, which is just a bunch of kids wanting to get clicks, wanting to rush the freaking field and do wild stuff and be crazy. Because there was a lot of Kia Cenat fans as well in New York. Doing weird stuff, getting clips.
Sure.
My thing is, what's up with the parents? Because it can't be our generation. Because I think we would have done it if we didn't have any boundaries. I think kids now just think the clicks and the views and the exposure is way more important than acting right.
Yo, it's crazy. I'm about to pivot this conversation in a way that you're just not gonna see.
Okay.
Right. Because I was actually discussing this with my girl, like. I think I was telling you about it earlier, right? I was talking to one of my girl's friends that pissed her off or whatever about expectations men have for women or women have for men, and she just hated the word and she was that super whatever about it, right? Me and you were raised by a woman, for the most part, just by one woman by herself, right? And there's a lot of men that were raised just by women that were just allowed to do whatever they wanted to do. They never became a man. You know what I mean? Right. So what I see, because I'm from New York, when this shit is happening, when people are going all rowdy and shit and doing whatever the hell they want, is what I see is a whole bunch of broken homes, parents or parent for the most part, men excuse for their sons. Why their sons were acting a certain type of way or whatever, and then these sons went to go just break shit. That's the way I view it, because I mean that's just what it is over there.
I mean, yeah, that's one angle to talk about it. Yeah, I mean, I think that at the end of the day, it comes to, I don't know, bro. I think that a lot of kids nowadays would rather have a 1 million view video, or would rather have that, or they don't fear the discipline at home. There you go. They just don't fear that discipline.
You know what it is, bro? Is that a lot of these kids weren't taught what integrity is.
Okay.
Like, don't get me like. Okay, here's a great example. We clearly do a podcast because we want to reach an audience, right? Like we for the most part we discuss what we want to talk about. We have somewhat of a blueprint on terms of strategizing on how to grow it, right? A lot of these. Oh, I'm not talking about integrity. Excuse me. So, but the thing is, I don't believe, as far as I'm aware, and, it hasn't really been tested yet with this podcast. I don't believe that we would give up our integrities for views. Right? An example of that would be pretend we like something we don't like. Right? I'm not a Taylor Swift hater. I've heard a couple of her songs. I think she has amazing producers. I think she's an amazing talent. I think she runs the music industry right now in terms of artists. but I don't love. I'm not in love with her music. I'm not in love with her, right? But there's some people out there that's never even heard a Taylor Swift song. They'll just I hate everything about her. And then there's people out there that since she's the number one selling artist, they jumped on a bandwagon like, oh my god, I love her so much. I love everything she does. It's like me. I would much rather just keep it real. Like I've heard some of her songs. She's not a bad singer. Well, she's like a top 10 selling artist of all time. Insane, insane that she can be a top 10 selling artist of all time at her age. Like when she's like 30, 31 years old. Insane. There has to be something said about that. That all football season long, or whenever they saw her around, what's his name? Travis Kelce? Yeah, Travis Kelce. Dude, you have no idea how often every day they saw her in the field. I had to deal with my girl's family. Oh my God, why they keep showing her? Why they keep showing her? Hey, bro, what the? You sound like some fucking haters, bro. Like, what's wrong with you?
I mean, I kind of get it. You're trying to watch some football, not a single. I don't go football.
Yeah, but
she brings views, so I understand why you're gonna put her.
But it's not even just that. You go to for example, you go to a UFC event, right? And they show Donald Trump. Are you gonna? No one's gonna. These same people I'm talking about wouldn't show that same type of hate towards him at a UFC fight.
Depends how many times you're showing Donald Trump. Because I saw the fight, they showed him like 2, maybe 4 times much.
Yeah,
but I'm sure that if every I don't know 10 minutes, because I think at the what is this called, football finals, the Super Bowl,
God, Super
Bowl. The Super Bowl.
Jeez,
they were showing. They had like a drinking game of like let's drink every single time they show her, and they show her a lot of times. So it can be kind of annoying where you keep showing her like, I don't care.
And I can see that. The thing is, it's more pointed towards her, the issue they have with her. People don't believe that she deserves her success. Now, because again, they can show any other artist, and since they're so much more smaller than she is as an artist, it doesn't affect people the exact same way. It doesn't bother people the exact same way. It's a pointed hatred towards an individual, right? To me, that shows that you kind of lack integrity, because you're willing to outwardly show a hatred towards an individual that has done nothing to really bother you. They kind of just exist, right? Shows me you have a shaky foundation of who you are as a person, and you're just weird, just in general, right? I think that's weird. Every time I've ever bro, I've said it to so many people that was just doing it random. I'm like, bro, like what are you saying? I don't listen to Garth Brooks. I don't listen to country music. Country music is not for me. If they put Garth Brooks on my screen, he's one of the best-selling artists in American history. If they put Garth Brooks on my screen, I wouldn't just go, "Oh my god, I fucking hate this guy." Like, what?
Well, so you think people hate Kia Cenat because of that?
No. I think people hate Taylor because of that. But I think on to other. Let me fucking circle this back to what I was talking about before. Integrity has become a big issue. I think a lot of people don't have a strong enough foundation of who they are to not make certain judgments of others. I think kids right now lack integrity because they have nothing to be proud about that's internal towards themselves, or everything they're proud about is how other people view them, like the outside look towards into them, right? It's like everyone wants to be a celebrity. To me, I've always thought being a celebrity is probably one of the worst things of all time. Fame or whatever. I would much rather manage a talent than be a talent myself, because you have the ability to move around differently.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, and then, but I kind of I lost from my train of thought. Go ahead. What are you saying?
No, I mean, I guess my whole thing is just like, I don't think there's enough foundation at home. I think kids just do weird ass stuff just for views and attention, and they ruin good things just because they want that attention. Because it was a charity match, I believe, for certain countries to get water in certain places. You know, he was trying to do a good thing. Both times he was trying to do a good thing, but you have a lot of bad actors who take advantage of the situation and they think they can act a certain way, and yeah. And you ruin a lot of good things for nothing.
I look at the charity event in the soccer game different than I look at the New York event. Still, only because I believe that fans that pay tickets or whatever to go to the show or whatever I see what you're saying when it comes to like clicking to get views and this and that, blah 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 blah. But I view that as separate as being a bad actor. I think that's just being kids. I think what happened in New York, like destroying cars and breaking into shit, that's not kids being kids. I look at both of those things differently.
I don't think you breaking into a soccer game that you're not invited as kids being kids. I just think that's just you're very hectic. You want to do wild stuff, and you think that it's okay to do wild stuff reviews. That's not a kids being kids thing. Like kids being kids is like
did they break in or were they in the stands?
No, they broke into the game. The game had to stop. There was
there was no one paid tickets to go inside the stands or anything like that.
What do you mean? No, they were in the stands. It's just that they broke into where the players were, where Kai was. There was another guy named Phantom, and a bunch of fans just rushed the field. So to me, that's unacceptable. You can't just do that. It's just you being a kid. A kid being a kid is just, I don't know. You're in the freaking you're at Target and you see a game and you take it without permission and you want to buy it and maybe make a scene. That maybe it's the kid being a kid, but that's to me it's just dumbass behavior. I don't know, bro. If I see my kid, if I go to an NFL game, an NBA game, I play tickets and I see my kid just rushing into the court to like do some weird stuff, it's just like, bro, like I'm smack the hell out of you because now you're putting me in trouble. Now you're gonna kick us out because of your dumbass behavior.
Yeah, but, I mean, I would definitely bring it back to the kids. Yeah, I'll bring it back to the kids and kids being kids. I would say it's still being kids being kids. I don't think no one got hurt. As far as I'm aware, no one got hurt, correct?
No one got hurt, but even so, you never know with this type of situations. I don't know. Either way, it's just it sucks that a good thing was ruined because you want views, so you want to rush a game.
Well, I think the charity part got bigger because of this.
Yes, but we shouldn't view it that way because then we are saying that this is acceptable because the charity got bigger. Now they might have another game, sure, but we can't just be like, well, thank guys for doing it because then somebody else might do it and be like, yeah, we do this, we making the charity bigger. Like, no, there's rules. Enjoy the game.
I see what you're saying.
At the end of the day, you don't know what type of person might rush Kai or might rush one of the other streamers that are there and harm them in any type of way. You never know with this type of situation. So it's a certain level of order and consequences that needs to happen, and yeah, etc. So that's it. That's all I have to say about this conversation.
Okay, I know earlier you were bringing up Fresh and Fit.
Fresh and Fit.
Let's talk about these goofballs, bro.
Okay.
I mean, Fresh and Fit. I hate these people. Go ahead.
Fresh and Fit. Let me take my water.
Go ahead, bro.
So Fresh and Fit. This is basically the downfall of the channel.
Goofballs.
So. I forgot when it was, but 2 months ago, Fresh and Fit had the bright idea, especially Myron, to go up against another two YouTubers called Abba and Preach. Now, for some reason, Myron just thought that he was untouchable and he could do whatever the hell he wants. So he started doing racist remarks toward Myron, calling him a monkey, like making monkey sounds and acting it out. And he was like, I'm untouchable. I have properties. I do whatever I want. Keep in mind, this is the people they claim they're alpha males and all this other stuff. Men are not emotional. He was very emotional. He got into his feelings. And YouTube basically demonetized him. Now, they demonetized the whole Fresh and Fit thing. To the point, let me find the channel. So I got to find the video. Fresh and Fit, we quit. Okay, to the point that now they're begging their subscribers for money for their Patreon. Because they're charging $35 a month. Wait, this is decreased week by week. They're charging $35 a month
to keep the show going. Screen? I can't really see it that well. I'm not sure if the.
Let me see how what are you seeing.
I can't see nothing.
Nothing. Let me zoom in a little more.
Not all.
I mean, I'm just showing the comments.
Okay, that's good right there.
Yeah. So it's $35 a month for their women's section where they have their after hours where you have women and they call them dumb and stupid, a bunch of OnlyFans girls and porn stars, and they call them stupid and all that because that's their moneymaker. The women in the show have always been their moneymaker. And they are begging like OnlyFans girls now because they can't make no money now. Wait, why? It takes me forever to go to the top. Yeah, so it's Fresh and Fit. We quit. It's basically their downfall, honestly, at this point because their fans hate the fact they have to pay $40 basically a month for this type of content. Myron is a freaking idiot because they basically ruin a gold mine for their ego. It's so sad that so many men allow their ego and their emotions to take over. And that's what ended up happening. Keep in mind, this is the same guy that was talking about how I have my properties and I don't care about this. Now he's begging because to run the show, it took him like $70K. because they have like high quality stuff. But now you also have to pay the girls, flying them out, all the stuff. And yeah, it's basically over. So it's basically over because they can't continue the show the same way they have. So they gotta beg their fans.
Where are they based out of? Miami, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get girls on your show in Miami. It's kind of crazy, right? I think, firstly, before I give them advice,
So advice is basically done. They can't make no money on YouTube.
they can make money.
They can't make money off of Patreon. I mean, they can downsize and maybe charge $10 a month. But now you also have to remember that the girls that went into the show, one of the main reasons that they did it was because of exposure. So a lot of OnlyFans girls, they didn't mind going to the show and be called dumb and all types of names because their subscribers, as much as they're women haters, they will subscribe to the girls that they were calling stupid, right? So you have a bunch of OnlyFans girls that will go in there, they will try to get the attention of the fans, they will pay, and after they were done, a lot of girls saw like an increase in subscribers from the fans of the show. So if they hide the main show behind a paywall, now you're not going to be able to get those OnlyFans girls because they get no exposure.
You don't have to hide the main show behind a paywall. What you need to do is do something similar, like not something similar. You have to create a gimmick, right? You have to create a new gimmick and make it similar to the old gimmick, but different enough where people would pay for it.
But where are you going to show it?
Huh?
Where are you going to show it?
Patreon. All you gotta do is promote it in the same way. Okay, for example, you look at any other podcaster like us, right? With the clips, the person, the guests themselves, sharing out stuff or whatever, getting a very good editor. All you'd have to do is, let's say, for example, produce one piece of content every other week, right? And depending on the guest that you get, you can pay them what you would have paid the 10 OnlyFans models to show up on the show. You can pay that one guest that, and then make the guest of quality enough where people would want to watch it. Yes, that's what you have to do.
No, because the Fresh and Fit are known for the girls.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, their whole gimmick of like, they had like Christian Guzman in there. No one's watching Fresh and Fit because they wanna watch Christian Guzman. No one's watching Fresh and Fit because of anyone that they bring. They have their money Tuesdays, their like workout Sundays, what the fuck they call it. Like no one's tuning into Fresh and Fit for that money advice. They're going to Fresh and Fit for the girls. That's their money maker. But the problem is
they can make money off of Destiny as well.
I mean, sure, but no one's paying $35 to watch Destiny behind a paywall. They will pay for the girls.
But even so you saying everything they post is demonetized?
Everything they post is demonetized. They're not making money off of anything. Their money thing, their money maker has always been the girls. So it doesn't matter what guests they have. They could have, I don't know. I mean, I guess if you bring like Trump, sure they'll. I mean, $35 to watch a Fresh and Fit, and no one's gonna pay $35 for a month just for one interview. And you're not gonna get like heavy hitters like that all the time. Again, they're known for one thing, and it's screaming at girls and calling them stupid and losers and all that, and kicking them out. That's what they're known for. That's what they're known for.
Okay, sure, and I understand that. Still, I mean, I don't want to be giving them advice. I really don't,
because it's not gonna help it.
I can definitely give it advice right now that would help the whole situation. They would make money tomorrow.
No, it wouldn't. No.
All right, so I'm gonna give the advice. If that happens, if they start doing what I'm suggesting for them to do,
sure,
and it happens, you know what I mean? Check it out. This is what they need to do, right? They need to let's say whatever amount of money they were spending on all 10 of these guests. Let's say these girls were getting to show up to the show, to be flown out or whatever. Let's say those all getting paid like $1,000, $2,000 a piece, right? How many girls are there? Maybe like 10 girls. So maybe per episode where they'll generate the maximum amount of money they've had. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 10 girls. So they're probably spending anywhere between $10,000 to $20,000 for those shows that would produce the most amount of money. Sounds about right?
Maybe just on the girls, but you also have to remember that there was $70K per show because they also have like 20 staff members. The only way that they can make any money now is
brother. There is not a YouTube show that exists unless it's one of those YouTube fucking shorts. Oh, not YouTube. Those YouTube videos that John do for PewDiePie and stuff like that. They cost $70,000 per video.
I mean, maybe it could be by month of how much they were spending on everything.
That sounds more reasonable. That definitely sounds more reasonable.
But either way, I mean, sure, go ahead with your idea. I don't think it's going to work. But...
Sure. Here we go. Let's say you got a recognizable name inside some type of industry. right? Let's say, well, they seem like they was really into the adult film industry. Let's say, be it OnlyFans or porn stars or whatever, right? All you'd have to do is get a recognizable name that's big enough. Pay them the bag on Patreon to do an episode on Patreon, or to do 10 minutes on YouTube as a promotion, and then 40 minutes on Patreon, and people will pay for it. That's all you need to do.
No, Sam, no one's paying $35 for that bullshit.
Yeah, $35 a month. You don't have to pay you don't have to charge $35. All you have to do is charge like $10-15. The amount of the volume of people that would show up would be enough to offset the amount that someone would need to pay for the Patreon subscription by itself.
Either way, I don't think there's a single guest that they can bring alone that was justify. There's not a guest. The only way they make money now is by downsizing a lot.
You don't think there's a guest that they can bring on? You don't think there's no guest? There's no female star that they can bring on to pump those numbers up?
I mean, okay, but for how long are you gonna do it?
Huh? I mean, you probably only need to do it once a month.
They're gonna have to bring down the price. Cannot be $35.
Sure,
no one's paying $35.
You could bring down the price, and you can just assume. Well, I would assume that the volume of people that's going to show up for any individual, and I'm not even going to name individuals. I think this is pretty obvious who you need to bring on. I mean, there's number ones in different categories, and you just pay them the bag. That's all you'd have to do. Pay them the bag. Sure. Pay them the bag, and then all you have to worry about at that point is marketing and promotion in a way that would generate you the most amount of money.
Okay, but now you also have to remember that now that you're demonetized, your reach in YouTube has decreased significantly because YouTube is not promoting anymore.
But you want to use YouTube. You use YouTube as a form of promotion, but you use YouTube as the video to promote whatever you're doing. But you use every social media thing as promotion. You use Instagram. You use Twitter or X. You use Reddit. You use Snapchat. I mean, these are all the platforms that you would then use to promote whatever you have going on. Example being, when what's their name? What's the name of their podcast, dude? Adam 22 and his girl, Lena or whatever. What's the name of their podcast? Do you know?
I have no idea.
I have no idea. I'm trying to remember what it's called. But there's no film. Remember when he had that whole big thing where he had his girl have sex with this guy? Was that promoted on YouTube?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, but they're not demonetized.
Sure. What I'm saying is this: the promotion of that happened from people talking about it.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is in the exact same way is have people talk about what you're about to do. Or all that would have to happen. Here's a great one. Here's a great one. Is who's fit? Who's fresh?
The dumbass one. They got a girl pregnant.
Who's the fake ass cop?
Fit. That's Fit.
Fit. All Fit got to do is fuck one of these porn stars. Boom. That's it.
Bro, God. Shit. Okay. First of all,
that's all he'd have to do, and he would make all his money back, bro.
No, he won't. Make all his money back.
What?
You're out of your goddamn mind if you think he's gonna make all of his money back. Their YouTube is decreasing month by month. Dude, they're gonna turn into. They will basically destroy.
And Adam could probably retire off the amount of money they made off of her video.
I get it, but that's them. The thing is that they will destroy everything that they stand against.
What's more? Okay, sure, but what's more demoralizing, bro? Like, I mean, okay, sure. Away from their brand, right? It was never Adam 22's brand to have his girl have sex with someone else. Never part of his brand. And people ridiculed him for that. They stomped on him. Any man was saying, like, what's going? You into some cuck shit? That's what they were saying to him. But I guarantee you, they made M's off that video, and they can retire if they wanted to.
Adam was known for porn and all that.
I think Adam said something about. I'm not sure if this is true or not. Like, fuck. I'm gonna misquote this. I'm gonna butcher this crazy, but I'm sure someone can look up the quote or something similar to what I'm saying. That video could retire them, and they're looking for the next video that could retire their kids in the future.
Okay, but the thing is that Adam is known for that type of content. Adam is known for, whatever those type of videos and explicit stuff and type of content. The thing is that, first of all, Fresh already got a freaking escort pregnant. There was a whole issue with that whole thing that he was bamboozled by some.
That's all brand.
That's
Yes.
awful. Now, if he bro, basically they're OnlyFans. They will be this exact same people that they always complain about. They'll make fun. Sure, maybe they'll make money, but they're not gonna make the same amount of money they're making now, and they won't. They won't. There's just no way that they're gonna make the same amount of money that they used to make. That shit is over, all because of their ego and their stupidity.
I don't know, dude. I mean, the reason why I'm saying I don't know, because I saw Logan Paul survive.
Yeah, but Logan Paul is he demonetized?
No. But this is important. This is important. I think the reasons he wasn't demonetized was because of connections, and a lot of brands seem to have been hanging their hat on his success, right? And also a combination of that plus his fight with KSI. KSI wasn't smart enough to understand that Logan needed KSI for his brand to survive in the first place, right? There was something there that needed to happen to spark, like your heart's going. You need a boom. You need a little jump. That's what he needed. He needed to be resuscitated. And once he got that jump back up, and he started running again. That's it. I mean, he got bit by a snake once. He fell down. He got resuscitated, and he's been wearing boots ever since. Never get bit by a snake again.
Okay.
That's what happened with Logan Paul. I think that not a lot of people, a decent amount of celebrities go through this in their career, where it's like for example, Johnny Depp as a great example. He was losing all the movies he was going to do. He was losing everything. He got bit by the snake, and then he exposed the snake for what it was. Imagine he has boots on now. It's gonna be virtually impossible to take this man down now. It's you're always gonna reach some type of turmoil in your career whenever enough eyes are on you. It's what you do after. And this is the Fresh and Fit. I mean, I'm gonna take away Fresh and Fit out of this. Let me just talk to men in general real quick, because I'm not gonna. I sound like I'm keeping for these guys. I'm not keeping for them at all. I can see a way to maneuver out of it, in my opinion. Right? I could be wrong. I could be right. There's no way to really prove this or to tell. But you have Kevin Hart with him being extorted for having sex with these girls or whatever like that. Isn't it not crazy? Nothing ever, and it happened to him twice. It was that, and then his gay joke before the Grammys, when they was trying to cancel him. This is right before 2020 or 2020, and they was trying to cancel him. They was trying to get him out of here. He lands on his feet. He's hunky dory. He's good to go. Dave Chappelle with the crazy stuff. He's good to go. Cat Williams with the drugs and going to jail and whatnot. He's good to go. Once you reach a certain area in your career, there's going to be something that tries to take you out of there, bro.
I think that you're downplaying how big of a deal it is being demonetized on YouTube. Your clips are not blowing up like that.
I understand.
They're not. First of all, they're not Kevin Hart. They're not Dave Chappelle. They're not any of those guys. It's completely different because they have a different talent. Their bread and butter is one thing, and it's just the whole girl telling them the other shit. That's what they're hiding it behind a paywall. That is their bread and butter.
So that's what they're known for. You think they're gonna die?
I mean, eventually they're just gonna keep burning money. They're in the negative. They're going to keep burning money, They're going to have to downsize. They're going to have to do stuff. They're in Rumble. Rumble's not making the money like that, right? Like, they're talking about free speech and all this and yada, yada, yada. I mean, like, over time, their channel is dying little by little.
What I'll say is this. I think they're going to survive. Sure. If they innovate, if they change what's going to make them popular. If they don't change and continue to try to do the same thing, they will die.
But
they will die. So here's my olive branch to you. If they continue doing exactly what they're doing now, they will die. If they innovate and understand there needed to be a shift in the content that they're presenting, they will be bigger than ever been.
They're not going to be bigger than they ever been, regardless of what happens. They need to. It doesn't matter if you change the content, because the content is not making you money anymore. You need to put that content behind a paywall now, and you're forced to. Now you're already on record saying that you're not going to do it, but you did it. You're on record saying, "Oh, your guys are brokies. You're not putting out money, trying to help you, and yada yada yada, and whatever." You're gonna have to put that content behind a paywall. Now, is that content good enough for your fans that already hate your guts and they're already against you to pay for it? Now, regardless, you're not gonna be able to charge $35 because your fans are not paying $35. They already told you not paying $35. You're gonna have to bring it down all the way to 10 or 15. And your content can either stay the same or it can change, but it's still behind a paywall. And it's not like red pill content is booming like it used to. Back like 2020, 2021, red pill content was blowing up. Sure, maybe they would have paid it. Red pill content's not the same what they used to. That's your better, but that's what you're known for. That's why YouTubers over time, they're known for a certain thing, and then they start branching out to do other things.
Mm-hmm.
They can't because they got stuck doing this red pill content, and nobody cares about their Money Mondays, their workout, whatever the hell's. Like, nobody cares about all the other stuff. They bring. If you look at their views in any other videos, is nothing compared to their women stuff, because that's what they're known for. So I mean, sure, could they innovate? I mean, it's too late to innovate. You're gonna have to put your content behind a freaking paywall to make any amount of money.
I mean, sure. I think they can. I think that depending on the content, right? Or let's move away from there, right? There's other ways to make money off of videos besides being monetized by YouTube. You can also have ads on you can have personal ads on your thing, right? That's one way. There's also a way to use YouTube as a promotional device to go to something else. That's another way to make money off of that. You can make money off of TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. All you have to do is post clips on that as well. All you got to do is put the same content you're putting out and just put it everywhere else at the same time. That's another way to make money off of content. There's a whole bunch of ways to make money off of content. A lot of ways to make money off of content. Right? You could say red pill is not as big. Red pill is not as big as it is. And I think you might be right in terms of charging a certain amount of money for Patreon exclusives, right? I think what this shows me is the fact that they're putting it on Patreon is because they want to get paid for those videos, right? I think it's less about the fact that they're not generating any income, and more that they think these videos cost them a certain amount of money that needs to have some type of return on investment. These videos need to have an ROI, right? I think they're probably being greedy with $35 an hour, but I mean $35 or whatever for the Patreons. But I don't think that they're. I think the brand might be hurting for money. I don't think those two as individuals are hurting for money yet. And I do think they still have ways of mitigating certain issues, like more live shows, more instead of flying girls out, using more girls in the city. There's a whole bunch of ways to move around the situation and with money and whatnot. Do I wish they do that and become super successful? You see my Robert De Niro face. Do I wish?
I forgot what Robert De Niro looks like.
Well, something like this. You talking to me? You talking to me? I mean, they both talk like dickheads, so who cares? Yeah, dude. I think they can still make money. If they're smart enough to still make. The same. You don't even have to be smart enough to make a certain type of money on content.
I'm not debating that they cannot make money ever. They're never going to make that amount of money they were used to. That's over. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're going to get ads. Sure, you can have ads and you just play them, but who wants to be associated with them at this point? I don't know. Hey, man, go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy this type of content and you want to see us get paid, like, subscribe, share. Help us get some ads on our YouTube. Yeah, I did. Oh, we just hit 200 subscribers. We had 200 subscribers before, and we lost them really quickly. But we're back to 200 subscribers. Appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate all the views that we've been getting, like all the likes and comments and subscribes. It really means a lot to us, especially me. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Jose, show your thanks.
I show my thanks when I show up.
Thank you guys again so much. This has been a Lidat Podcast. Comment on anything we talked about, anything we missed, anything we think we can do to be better. We are going to be changing. Me personally, I'm going to be changing my setup relatively soon. I hope by a couple of months I won't be inside this room. I'll be inside my own personal room with my own personal setup. I have a whole microphone right here that I can't use because for some reason this computer just won't allow me to do it in this fresh new studio mic. So waste the money to the trash. But next time, guys. Appreciate you guys so much. Peace out.